In this gospel passage, we see the divine exorcist who is coming to purge the world of sin, but not only sin, but evil, and in particularly the presence of evil in Satan, in his minions. And it's such an amazing passage because here Jesus is, and he basically exorcises these men. And then the swineherds who had seen that, seen how these demons had entered into these swine, into these pigs, they went to the town and reported all that had happened. And then the townspeople come out to meet Jesus. You would think that they would be ecstatic, that they would be overjoyed. Two people had just been liberated from these demons. And yet their response could surprise us. What do? They ask Jesus to leave. How can we understand that? Someone who comes simply for our own good, who wants to liberate us, who wants to heal us and cleanse us of sin and evil, here this group of people that want him to leave. I think we can only understand it when we look at our own hearts. Sometimes the presence of Jesus can be threatening for us. Sometimes there's places or areas in our hearts that don't really want that freedom, that don't want that liberation. Places in our hearts that we want to protect, we want for ourselves, whether it's our creature comforts or a sin or an attachment to our own plans. Most of us probably have some of those areas. We want to follow Jesus, but only up to a certain point. We want to put limits on the grace of God in our lives because we don't want our life to be too hard or too complicated. Jesus wants our good. Jesus wants our healing. He came so that we have freedom. He wants to set us free. We oftentimes can be like an owner of a house who invites Jesus in and says, you can go to any room in the house except for this one. What is that place in our heart that we don't want Jesus to enter? All of us, if we're honest, we have those places. And if we say that we don't, it's because we don't know ourselves. We all put limits on God's action in our life. Otherwise, we'd be saints. So I just invite all of us to reflect on this, to really reflect on our own hearts. What are those places in my hearts that I don't want Jesus to enter, that I feel threatened by him? Of course, if we invite him in, yes, it can be initially painful, but we have to know that Jesus comes for our own good. He comes to bring us to a life of plenitude and joy and peace, and we have to want that. Because otherwise we stay on the surface. Yes, maybe we're in the state of grace, maybe we come to Mass, even daily, but we'll never be the saints that Jesus calls us to be.